It's easy. It's obvious. And I bet you Bill Belichick knows it too. Yesterday was the Patriots' final preseason game, and you can say without hesitation that Mac Jones outplayed Cam Newton. Mac Jones earned the starting job, and Bill Belichick should do the right thing and name Mr. Mac Jones the starting quarterback. And it was rather interesting and noteworthy and not surprising that after the game, Belichick didn't stay with the line that he's been using all offseason and during training camp that Cam was the starter. When asked directly if he's made a decision who starts week 1 against Miami, Belichick simply said, "We still have a lot of decisions to make." Bam. And there it is. Door open, because it has to be. Because Bill Belichick is the single greatest coach in the history of sports. Last year was a disaster. The cupboard was bare. He brilliantly restocked in free agency in the draft, including drafting Mac Jones with the 15th overall pick. Mac Jones was ready-made for the NFL coming out of Alabama, and he's proven that this preseason. He led the Patriots on 3 scoring drives yesterday. I mean, this guy is a scoring machine. Mac Jones makes every throw. Mac Jones a leader. Mac Jones is super smart. Cam Newton is completely cooked. The numbers last year for Cam Newton, you see him on the screen, were atrocious. More picks than touchdowns. And when Cam Newton dropped back to pass this preseason, you hold your breath if you're a Patriots fan, because if you have no idea what on earth is going to happen. The AFC is loaded. There will be a 10-win team that misses the playoffs. Miami and New England, in my opinion, are really on equal footing. If Mac Jones is the starter, I absolutely give the Patriots the edge for week 1 and the season. This is a no-brainer. Mac Jones earned the starting quarterback job in New England. Let's go. Justin Fields doesn't need to worry about Aaron Donald and the Rams stopping him. Fields' biggest obstacle is his own head coach, Matt Nagy. And Matt Nagy's refusal to start Justin Fields at quarterback. It's nonsensical. It's mind-numbing. It's counterproductive. It's flat out wrong. Justin Fields wowed again in the 3rd preseason game, and somehow Matt Nagy keeps singing the praises of Andy Dalton, who, against all odds and logic, is going to be his starter in week 1. I don't want to hear about the Rams defense. I don't want to hear about Aaron Donald. I don't want to hear about Myles Garrett week 3. As we've said all offseason, forget the schedule. Kick Andy Dalton aside, kick him to the curb, play Justin Fields. I know the offensive line is suspect and a weakness, but spoiler alert, the Bears' offensive line is going to be a hot mess all year. It's not going to get any better down the road of this season. For Nagy to have the nerve, the chutzpah, to say he needs to see Andy Dalton in the regular season, it's offensive to the senses. You poor, poor people of Chicago. It's easy. It's obvious. It's Justin Fields' time to shine. Everybody knows it, but Matt Nagy. The Giants finished the preseason 0-3, thanks in part to this interception from Daniel Jones. And it's plays like this that make it hard, impossible, to take the Giants seriously heading into the regular season. Look, this is a vintage, atrocious read, terrible throw. You know, forget about Danny Dimes. I mean, he's Danny Turnover. You know that he was just awful in terms of protecting the football last year. I mean, look at his career at the interceptions and the fumbles. This is who Daniel Jones is. This is what he does. And I hated the draft pick. I've been proven correct. And look, you know, last night in the final preseason game, he didn't have his starting weapons at running back or receiver, but he did have a starting offensive line. And Andrew Thomas, so I mean, he was beat like an absolute drum at the left tackle position. Remember, with the 4th overall pick in 2020, Dave Gettleman had choices. There were 4 offensive linemen, 4, including Thomas, who were picked in the first 13 picks. He could have had any one, and he decided to go with Thomas. By the way, also could have picked Justin Herbert with the 4th overall pick last year, but I digress. Giants are on a road to nowhere, and at the end of the year, they will be looking for a new general manager and a new quarterback. The future looks bright in Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence dazzled in the preseason finale, and he is absolutely going to be as advertised. Trevor Lawrence walking on sunshine. How sweet is that? Listen, this was, again, second teamers, third teamers, never will be teamers for the Dallas Cowboys, but who cares? This was easy for Lawrence. I mean, this is picture perfect. I mean, almost as gorgeous as the hair, right? I mean, Trevor Lawrence, this is why he's considered one of the greatest quarterback prospects coming out of college to the pros in the last 30 years. And listen, I'm very disappointed that Urban Meyer split the reps with the first team with Gardner Minshew and Trevor Lawrence. And then, there was never a quarterback battle. It was always going to be Trevor Lawrence. And then he trades Gardner Minshew to the Eagles for a ham sandwich over the weekend. So, look, it's not going to be easy this year for Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence in terms of win total. Travis Etienne, I'm obsessed with him. Done for the year. Oh, this is when you hate the preseason, and this drives you nuts if you're a Jacksonville fan, if you're a Clemson fan, rooting for these cats as NFL ball players. But make no mistake, Trevor Lawrence is going to be dreamy. He's going to be special. And I think that it's going to be nothing but smooth sailing in terms of wins, losses, and domination, especially wins and losses starting in 2022. Tyler Huntley lit it up for the Ravens yesterday. 5 touchdowns en route to a rout, 37-3 over Washington. The Ravens have won 20 straight preseason games, but that's not the story. Oh, my goodness. J.K. Dobbins is out for the year, carted off the field after injuring his knee on the opening drive, and he's going to miss the entire campaign with a torn ACL. Look at the yards per carry last year as a rookie. Go back to my comments when they drafted him. I said Dobbins was put on planet Earth to run the football for the Baltimore Ravens. I thought he was going to have a monster season. Remember what Eric DeCosta, the Ravens' outstanding GM, told me on my SiriusXM radio show after they drafted him in 2020. They had a first-round grade on him. I thought he was going to get 300 touches this year. I thought he was going to be a top 10 running back. I feel so terrible for him, so terrible for the Baltimore players, so terrible for Lamar Jackson. Listen, Gus Edwards, the Gus Bus, is a solid backup running back, but he's not a bell cow back. J.K. Dobbins, think about what he did at Ohio State. Think about what he did last year. He was going to be amazing. This is a killer. And listen, it means that Cleveland's the team to beat in the division. I understand that I always talk about the Baltimore culture with the owner to DeCosta to Harbaugh to Lamar Jackson. Baltimore should make the playoffs, but Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham Jr. and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and Myles Garrett and company, I think with this news, they are absolutely the team to beat in the division. Staying in the AFC North, my guy Joe Burrow returned to the field yesterday on CBS for the first time since last year's season-ending knee injury. He threw just one pass, but he's back just in time. Joe Burrow is back, and I love when the fans went nuts yesterday in Cincinnati when he went on the field. And listen, I was laughing as Adam Archuleta said in the pregame show, listen, don't blink, you might miss him. It was important, mentally, physically, emotionally. Let him get out there. Let him feel the roar of the crowd. Be nice if his old friend Jamar Chase could actually catch the football when Burrow throws it to him. But let's just assume and hope if you're a Bengals fan, those are just jitters for Jamar Chase in the preseason, who has been atrocious, which is not something that I thought would be the case early on with Burrow and Chase. The Saints announced on Friday, Jameis Winston's going to get the Week 1 start over Taysom Hill. Well, of course this had to be the right move and the only move. Taysom Hill, I never want to see him on the field. First time in 16 seasons that someone other than Drew Brees is going to start the season opener at quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. And listen, we had Sean Payne on our SiriusXM radio show right before the Super Bowl. He said he thinks Jameis Winston could be a star. His words, not mine. A star in his offense, and he's right. Listen, I have complete trust in Sean Payton as a play caller. I think he's a Hall of Fame head coach. And Winston, even with the Michael Thomas injury and nonsense, Winston should thrive. Winston has a big league arm. Winston just needs to control the interceptions. Payton's going to help him. And I think that the New Orleans Saints, from Mickey Loomis to Payton, they've got the right infrastructure. Kamara is a stud. The defense is strong. It's Jameis Winston's time to shine. And I'll say it again. Jameis Winston in 2021 will have a better season than Drew Brees had in 2020. This represents an upgrade for New Orleans over last year at the quarterback position.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.